Nditwa Kwizera Mugisha. And this is my request to His Excellency Paul Kagame. Here is why I want to have a conversation or an interview with His Excellency Paul Kagame. Okay, I've listened so many interviews. I could say like thousands of interviews that His Excellency has done, either on TV, YouTube, radio, articles, magazine, news, everything. And in all the interviews I've seen, it's kind of boring to me. Why I say that? Because these interviews are either painting him as a hero or as a villain, and there's no middle ground there. So that's where I come. My perspective is this: I really want to sit with His Excellency to just know very ordinary things, all right? To know how was his childhood, how he grew up, you know, what was his passion, what was his ambition, what was his dreams when he was young. Because I do remember that he said he became a president by coincidence. So perhaps he had different vision before. And how did he work to achieve that, right? Was he a mama's boy? Was he a baba's boy? All right, what kind of mistakes he made as a youth, as a young guy? And if he could go back there, what would he change, right? These are kind of questions that can actually connect with youth, because I know he's a big fan of youth. And I think there's a way that we need to connect with him, right? For instance, as a youth today, we have a lot of struggles, right? Sometimes we lose hope. Sometimes we don't know how can we carry on with our vision. Sometimes we just want to give up, right? We feel helpless. We feel hopeless. If he had those moments, how did he deal with them, right? You can take a look at the situation in Rwanda, 1994. He was right there, right? You know, right now Rwanda is where it is right now. Okay, what did it take? I really want to get inside his mind to see how his childhood influenced him to become who he is today, right? What kind of lessons did he learn from his mom, his dad, and why he did what he did, right, to Rwanda where it is right now? Okay, what was his vision about the country when he became a president? Did he realize them? Did he actualize them? Or is there more vision left behind? I know that he is running again for president. Then where does he see Rwanda in a few years from now, right? What else do he want to achieve for this beautiful, great country? Because you can actually see this country and realize that there's a lot of good work has been done by him and his regime. But what else does he want to achieve, right? And you know, as a youth, you know, I'm just thinking myself where I am right now, what I want to achieve, my dreams, my goals, my vision, and how can he be influenced to me by knowing his stories. And all these things you can read from the book, you can read from Wikipedia, but I want the first-hand information to hear the stories, you know, how he grew up, you know, what makes him happy, what makes him sad, what makes him work at night, you know what I'm saying, like he loses sleep over it. All these kind of details, I think, they're very important, you know, for us as youth to know. And this is the reason why I want to have a conversation with him. I don't even call an interview because I'm not a professional journalist, but I'm just an African who really want to connect with him by hearing the stories, right? You know, how did he grow up? Did he grow up as a poor or as a rich? And how did he manage to get out of there? How did he manage to carry on? And okay, very important question: what legacy does he want to leave, you know, for a future generation, for the current generation? You know, what does he want to be remembered for? You know what I'm saying? These are kind of questions that we need to ask. I don't really like when I see all these interviews and it's just the same question over and over and over again, right? We know the answers to those questions, right? We've been listening again and again and again. The only difference is that different people are asking. But I'm not interested in those questions. I really want to get to the bottom, to see him as a human being and to have a conversation as a child, you know, as a youth, and to have this conversation, to get into deep, you know what I'm saying, like to know the deep-rooted things. And I know, let me say this, guys, you guys can make it happen. All right, when these people are watching this, you can make it happen. Anyone who has ability to make this happen, I know you're watching this, you can make it happen. Please, I know right now it might be really hectic, there's a lot of things going on, but I really want to have this conversation with His Excellency, because I believe, you know, I'm here in Rwanda, I see things, how things are happening, I see the country, and I believe there's something that us as youth must learn from him, because we are the leaders of tomorrow. Okay, for example, what kind of mistakes he has made during his regime, and if he could go back and change those mistakes, what he would have done better in everything. Because, you know, we're human beings, we make mistakes, we do things right. So what are those stuff? Like, really to, you know, to get to know this, you know what I'm saying? This is not interrogation, but this is the conversation between a dad and a son. It's a conversation between a leader and a citizen. It's a conversation between, you know, the person that we look up to and us youth, you know, who wants, these are my personal questions, you know what I'm saying? My personal things that I know, the community that I lead, Swahili Nation One Africa, will be very interested to get to the bottom of this and to know this. You know what I'm saying? So, His Excellence, if you'll ever watch this, I'm right here in Kigali, Rwanda, and my desire is to have this conversation with you. It's not even an interview, conversation with you. Sit down across that table and talk to you. I'm inspired. I'm here in the country. I'm inspired with everything that is happening in this country, you know, and I'll be lying if I will say that I'm not a big fan. And I just really want to have this conversation. And I believe that you will be gracious enough and kind enough to let this happen. Thank you so much, His Excellence. Mulakoze channel.